Hello everyone and welcome back to TC99 Gaming. So today's video, we're talking about a question that a lot of people have had for quite some time now. I mean, a question that we've all had since the 4.0 update was introduced. What happens after the Solo Raid event? At the beginning of the Solo Raid event, we saw that there was a 4-week timer. And NetherRealm Studios never really gave us a specific answer as to what was going to happen after that 1 month timer, ran out. So I've come up with 4 different possible answers, and we'll talk about them in today's video. Now the first possible option that many people have talked about is that after the first month, the whole thing is cancelled and it never comes back again. So it's like a limited event, and maybe it comes back, once or 2 times every year or something like that. And I feel like that is not the answer. That's not what's going to happen. Because it doesn't make sense, because it's been introduced to the game and there's so much noise about it. So I feel like the probability of that happening is probably a 0.5 over 10. And the reason why I didn't give it to 0 is because with NRS you never know what you're dealing with. It could surprise us. So there's still a slight possibility that it could happen. Okay, over to the next one. There's a possibility of the Solo Raid event starting, but this time with different main bosses and sub bosses. But I feel like that is not what's going to happen. Mainly because there was a lot of noise that was made about Darkseid. They were teasing for a long time when we were waiting for the updates, and Darkseid was put everywhere. And I feel like if they were going to make another legendary the main boss, let's say Arkham Knight Batman or something like that, or Black Manta, they would have made a lot of noise about it, or at least teased it a bit. So I don't think that that's going to happen. So the possibility of that happening is 2 over 10, and that's mainly because there was a lot of effort and time and a lot of work put into this Solo Raid event the way it is. So I don't think I'm just going to change it. And also changing all of this introduces different bugs, and it will also possibly require a new update. So the possibility of that happen is 2 over 10. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's just say 2 over 10. Now the next one, which is actually more probable, is that the Solo Raid event will restart and everybody will start from scratch. So no matter where you reach, whether Heroic 2, Heroic 3, whatever, everybody will start again from the same point. And looking at that might actually be a good thing for some people, because now that we've had a whole month to play around with this event, people would have had the opportunity to learn different things. People will make better use of some of the pips that were wasted, along the way. So I feel like it does come with its own advantages, and I feel like people will go. Me personally, I'll go a lot faster, if that was the case. But that doesn't really make sense for the people who have gone all the way to Heroic 2 or 3, for instance. And I'll talk about that in the next possible outcome. So now this is the one I feel like is highly probable. So this is an 8 over 10 for me. I feel like the Solo Raid event is going to restart with players continuing from the starting point of the last difficulty that they unlocked. So here's what I mean. If you made it all the way to Darkseid, for instance, in the normal difficulty, and the Solo Raid event ends, you start again from normal, from the beginning of the game. But if you were able to defeat everyone in the heroic level and you made it halfway, maybe to EGL in Heroic 1, when the event restarts, you start again at the beginning of Heroic 1. And that's I feel like it's like a checkpoint system in regular games. So you reach this point, this is what you've accomplished. So the further you go, if you don't meet the next checkpoint, you come back to that point and continue. Because it doesn't make sense for everybody to start again from normal. That makes sense because at the beginning of the Solo Raids, some people made some statistical analysis of the whole thing, and someone said that if someone was to one-shot all the bosses at all levels, that you won't still be able to reach the highest one. I think that's Heroic 7. So this makes sense, because if you continue from here, you have another 4 weeks, and the next one you have another 4 weeks. People have a better opportunity of reaching Heroic 7. This is the only way that the event will be able to be completed. So now comparing it to the League Raid events, when you first start the game, you have to start from tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3 to tier 4 to tier 5 to tier 6 before you can actually participate in that level. You have to unlock it first. You can't just, if you're a T6 raid for instance, you can't just go to T8. You have to finish T6 and T7. So basically finishing one tier gives you the ability or the opportunity to fight in the next tier or difficulty, as this case may be, and that's how I think it will go. So thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to try and be more consistent, and if you have any ideas or suggestions for videos you want me to do, just leave it in the comments. You can check some of my other videos too. Thank you so much. To master some of the pips, you have to work your way up from the beginning of Heroic 2 or